5 NBA players who literally went broke. Could you imagine being a millionaire in your 20s? It's hard to imagine the types of troubles that you would get into, and the wild and different things you would spend your money on at such a young age. Well, the 5 players on this list did just that. They earned millions of dollars while barely being able to drink legally. Some of these guys on this list made much more than just $1 million, and some of these guys have reached hundreds of millions of dollars earned, and still somehow lost them all. Occasionally, a player who goes broke after he retires is still able to make a living just from his fame. However, most guys listed today were not so lucky. After going broke, most of these guys had to find regular day jobs. Their bank accounts were empty and all they had left were memories from a much more comfortable life. With that said, it's easy to see how undereducated young men could make so many mistakes with their money. The NBA lacks greatly in its effort to help these young men with the assistance and advice that they greatly need in regards to money management. As you will see, there are many ways a millionaire can end up going broke in a short period of time. Here are the 5 NBA players who've went broke. Shawn Kemp. Total earnings $91 million. Shawn Kemp is a legend in Seattle, having helped lead the Supersonics to their first NBA Finals appearance in nearly 2 decades. He made the All-Star team every year for 6 seasons and averaged over 18 points and 10 rebounds per game from 1992 to 1999. Due to weight issues as well as drug and alcohol problems, he quickly declined after the 2000 season and was forced to enter rehab for his first year with the Portland Trail Blazers. His decline continued after his career was over until he finally hit rock bottom in 2005 when he was arrested in Washington in relation to a drug possession investigation. Kemp was busy paying court fees and lawyers during all of his legal troubles, but what hurt him the most was child support payments he was obligated to pay for all 7 of his children. These days, Kemp has somewhat cleaned himself up. He still lives in Seattle, where his eldest son is a member of the University of Washington Husky basketball team. Kemp was recently forced to close the doors of his bar in Seattle because of financial reasons, but it appears he is still on his feet. Darius Miles. Total career earnings $62 million. Miles seemed poised for a long and successful NBA career after being named Illinois' Mr. Basketball as a high school senior in 2000. He became the highest drafted high school player at the time, and the Los Angeles Clippers chose him 3rd overall. Things didn't work out as planned for Darius, but he was able to earn himself a large sum of money over his 7-year career. Miles filed for bankruptcy in June of last year with assets worth $460,000 and liabilities totaling $1.57 million. Miles reported losing over $100,000 when he invested in real estate deals with rapper Nelly and former Rams running back Marshall Faulk. As Miles has just recently filed for bankruptcy, he's spending most of his time in court and looking to scrape together any cash possible. He's recently sold items of value including some firearms, a LeBron James signed jersey, and 5 VHS players, which he received $21.50 for. Number 3. Eric Williams. Total career earnings $39.8 million. Williams was a serviceable player during his 12 years in the NBA. He was never an all-star, but he found ways to have impact on the court, usually being a spark off the bench. Perhaps his biggest basketball-related claim to fame was when he traded along with Alonzo Mourning and found 2 first-round picks in exchange for Vince Carter. Williams is now broke though and claims to be homeless despite having earned nearly $40 million over his career. He is regularly on the popular TV show Basketball Wives, and he and his ex-wife continue to play out their real-life drama on television for the world to see. Surely they're putting it on for the cameras, however, it does get funny at times. Williams went as far as to throw a drink in his ex's face on one episode. The funniest line came from Tammy Roman, also a Basketball Wife, when she weighed in on Williams' current financial situation and said, "God don't like ugly." Number 4. David Harrison. Total career earnings $44 million. David Harrison was a first-round pick in the 2004 NBA draft by the Indiana Pacers. 9 years later, things have gotten so bad financially that he'd had to take a job working at McDonald's. Harrison is probably best known for his role as a rookie in the Malice at the Palace brawl involving Ron Artest and other members of the Pacers. Harrison played 4 years for Indiana and made slightly more than $44 million. However, the 7-footer struggled in the NBA, and after weighing just 5.9 points and 3.5 rebounds per game in 2013, 2013, his credit card was rejected while trying to buy his son a Happy Meal at McDonald's. The manager recognized Harrison and helped him to get a job, but that job lasted just 3 weeks as customers kept recognizing the former player and he was becoming a distraction. Harrison says he now makes some money trading stocks, but he still can't find a job. He is still eyeing a potential return to basketball, but he's also quite busy raising his son. And lastly, Derek Coleman. Total career earnings $91 million. Sports Illustrated once wrote of Derek Coleman that he had played just well enough to ensure his next paycheck. Well, apparently he didn't ensure enough of them, as Coleman's $91 million in career earnings dwindled thanks to a slew of failed business ventures in, stop us if you've heard this one before, Detroit, Michigan. Despite business interests that included ownership stakes in a Hilton hotel and various fast food chains, Coleman filed for bankruptcy in 2010, owing $2.19 million between 50 and 100 creditors. That's the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let us know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel so that you can always stay up to date on all of our future videos. We'll see you guys in the next one.